stage now. This is actually really freaking special
Facts.
for me. Y'all, one of my heroes agreed to come down to the south side of Atlanta and hang out with us. So not only is she doing this session with us, she's performing tonight, okay? So I'm not gonna make it ornate. Coming to the stage, we have LaNell Grant.
Here.
What's up? Where y'all got me at? I don't know how y'all do y'all give and go. I don't want to get in between. Oh, man. How y'all
Okay,
doing?
now.
What's up?
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, I don't know if y'all know, because they putting it on, so they not going to brag on themselves. And they probably ain't going to give their people mics to brag on them. Hey, these two are literally doing their wildest dreams. You looking at two of our generation's greatest content curators and experience curators. And do not be caught sleeping that you are experiencing just the ground floor of what will become some of the greatest experiences in hip-hop in general and music in general. So y'all give them a hand, please.
Appreciate that. Yo, appreciate that.
Thank
and with
you,
that,
For sure.
we gonna jump right in. This is the.
Wait. You gonna do the intro?
I'm lit right now. Let's
He
go.
said he know what he doing. Come
Fuego,
on.
we good?
Yeah.
Because this is going on the internet, people. That's why we need the energy, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so do that cheer again, and then Brandon can start because I cut him off, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. This is the How to Build Your Own Dreams podcast, and we live for the first time with LaNell Grant. I am Brandon Boone. I'm the co-founder of Build Your Own Dreams.
I'm Aaron Knight. I'm co-founder of Build Your Own Dreams.
And we with LaNell. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. Y'all got me out here in Atlanta, and it's 85 out here, but it's like 110 back home.
Yeah.
So this is better.
Facts. I'm based in Austin, so I already know. I was like, it's
okay,
it's
yeah.
cool out here.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna jump right in. So I guess growing up, have you always seen yourself as a producer, as an artist? Like, what was your dream growing up, and how you got to this point?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. What I'm doing now is exactly what I seen myself doing as a
that's
kid.
fire.
This is exactly. Now, I think that is that don't have to be everybody's situation, but I feel like God revealed this kind of stuff to me. A lot of the stuff I'm doing right now, whether it's videos or music, this is the stuff I was doing in my room in middle school, in high school. And then I became a teacher, and then I became a producer, and now I'm an artist. But when God showed it to me, it was a multitude of things. And I tried to go and just go teach. And I was like, I'm going to retire from teaching after 30 years, get my pension, do my thing. And I taught for 1 year, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do that, huh?
Yeah.
And then my head coach at the time, the lady I played for and I coached under, she was like, hey, you got 3 years. Make a plan and then make the move in 3 years. She said, after 5 years, you're going to get comfortable. You're going to get comfortable here, and it's going to be harder to leave because of everything that you have here. Right now, you young. You don't really need a whole lot. You and your boo just got married. Go figure it out. Like, you can always come back to this. So I did.
Yeah. I guess let's talk about that, because I know a lot of times as you trying to figure out or you trying to build a dream, you get comfortable. Like, how do you not get comfortable? How do you break that and actually, start pursuing what you need to be pursuing?
You lean into the frustration. A lot of times we getting frustrated, and we have a certain posture and disposition towards the frustration. Sometimes the frustration comes because you have met a creative wall. Like, you've gotten to a point where you know how to do a thing, and now the further you go out, you don't know how to do that. Or sometimes it's financial frustration, or it's whatever the frustration is, lean into that, because that's showing you where the next level is. The next level is right on the other side of the frustration, for sure.
Nah, that's good. E, what you thinking?
Talk about a frustration. This summit is the byproduct of me and Brandon's last year of frustration, if you only knew. Yeah. So for me, I want to know what keeps you inspired. I think that you have, I was watching on YouTube, your journey as when you were talking about even teaching, which I didn't realize. And then you were you were going to school at one point.
Yes.
You were teaching, you were coaching, and you were producing.
Yes.
What keeps you motivated? I think a lot of times creatives are they get that spark, You know, we get that spark and we start working on something. But then when you hit the wall the first time, you're like, oh, it's just a roadblock, I got it. You hit it a second time, you're like, ah.
And so I want to be very careful not to give y'all no beautiful, eloquent hindsight answer. Like, oh, at that time I knew that I was destined to be blah, 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 blah. This was my origin story. And man, please. I just, as a child, my mom and dad told me, you can be the first female president if you want to. And I believed them. And that encouragement and that confidence was enough until God brought me to himself. And then now I have God confidence. It was enough until God, you know what I'm saying, brought me my husband. I get encouraged by him. It was enough until my homies that I'm surrounded by. Because the truth is, a lot of times I want to quit. A lot of times, you know, man, I remember we was in our apartment. I'm in school, I'm coaching, I'm doing all of the things. And my beats sound like they supposed to be in a video game or on an ice cream truck. And I know y'all be like, no, that's good. No, that sucks. And I was like, boo, it got 16-year-olds who making better beats than me. I'm 25 years old, probably 26 at that time. It got kids who already at 16 been doing it longer than me. And he's like, and he gave me the real. He was like, but we knew that. He said, but we knew it was going to be like that. But what it is right now is not what it's going to be. You just have to keep like pushing and keep moving forward. Man, before I made the album, honestly, I ain't have no intent on being no artist and no rapper like this. Like I was going to stay in the production lane. And then the homie, she pushed me to do one song. Because I was like, if I'm going to put a product out, people want to hear from me. So I got to make at least one song. So I made the song, bam. Okay, I did it. I did the rapping thing. And then she was like, more. And so, like, I would be lying to you if I said that it has always just been on me. So one of the things I would say is you do have to surround yourself with encouraging people, the people that God, you know what I'm saying, have called to your life to help you stay motivated and encouraged. Then the other thing is once you get to a certain level of maturation as it relates to your gifts and talents, you realize they don't have nothing to do with you, no way. So it don't matter if I want to write another song or not. God has orchestrated my mouth to speak his word and to say things, so I got to do that. Like whether I want to or not.
That's facts.
You mentioned your friend pushing you to do the songs, but was there like a aha moment where it's like, I'm about to do this, like it's an album, I'm about to create this project, I'm gonna drop it? Like, was there a specific moment when
Man, listen. Okay, so man, y'all, I got a whole nother album that ain't even the album I put out. Cause like I said, I was doing it to be like a producing, so it's various artists. And so I did the one song. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put the one song out because people not going to want to hear an album of a whole bunch of other people. And they're like, no, Nell, where you at? So I did the one song. And then it was like, okay, well, I can't just put that out and not have done something myself. So let me do 5 songs real quick. I'm talking about 2 minutes apiece, 5 little quick songs. And I started writing. And now I will say, I do believe in doing things in excellence. I do believe in, you know what I'm saying, giving something your best shot. So as I started writing the bars, I'm like, oh.
I'm ill.
Oh, I forgot. I got down a little bit. And so I'm writing. I'm like, okay, maybe that was just 1 or 2. And I'll tell anybody, I do believe I have an amazing talent, but I believe God poured out his spirit and he wrote some stuff. The same way I feel about my beats. I feel like I honed the talent and the skill, but I feel like God has really led, a lot of the music. And so as it's coming out, it's like, oh, no, we have to do our due diligence here. Like, and my husband listening to him, and, your boo hear everything. They always around here, everything. So when he kind of like started looking at me like, hey, what is happening? I was like, I know. and I got more. And so they started, my husband and my homie Chris, they kind of started looking like, okay, well, now, like this is the project. Like, we need to do this thing. So I said it that way to like help you understand that the data come in hindsight. Now I can confidently say, yes, this was the thing I was supposed to do, and it's amazing. But in the moment, it literally was just taking the small things that God gave and just pushing forward. Shout out to the homie that played the song in the car during her car joints. I appreciate that.
again, I could echo that. We almost canceled this a month ago. Like, Brandon and
Several
I were
times.
like,
It's because we misunderstand the importance of data, and we don't want to see it because we know it's not gonna be what we want it to be. It's like man, I know it ain't gonna be the numbers I want, but you still have to do it. If you don't get the first set of numbers, then you won't know how to tweak or to change to do the next thing. You have to do the thing. We were just talking about this on the way over here. Sometimes you get analysis paralysis. And at some point you gotta make a decision and get your data. Like the homie is on my head all the time. She like, Nell, just put it out. I'm like, no, it ain't the way it need to be yet. She like, just put it out. Let them say it's trash. It's gonna hurt your little heart a little bit. It's trash. All together, say it's trash. Okay, it hurt a little bit. All right. Now move on. The first thing is not going to be, it can't be the best thing, you never know. But typically, the first thing is not the best thing that you do. It's the first thing that you do.
let's talk about community.
Yes.
Because Brandon and I, first and foremost, call ourselves community builders. Mm-hmm. So everything we do, every iteration of our dream is about the first build is community. Yes. So I feel like a lot of people, show of hands, struggle with finding the right people. Oh, only a few of y'all, okay. Y'all must be blessed and highly favored. Because I struggle with that. And it's like, you think that, and this is something that I know you've experienced, but sometimes people are like, well, if I just get to this point, I'll have all the right people around me. The thing is, as you elevate, your needs change. So it's like, I have a ton of people who want to support me right now.
A lot.
It's not the type of support that I need. Tell me how you navigate, because we even just getting you here, all that, we've seen how you roll.
Come on, man, come on.
And your people,
Yes.
like y'all, you have how do you get to the point where you build a community that as you progress and move and evolve, they go with you? Or if you leave a community, you find the new one that you need?
When reading the Bible, I think they call it the book of first. And so wherever something happened the first time, that was God's intent, okay? So the very first community that we see is Adam and Eve, okay? And so for me, that's very real life for me. My husband is my very first community. And without going on a very long tangent, I have to honor the rules that come with that community. That means operating under his provision. That means operating under his protection. And any time I have pushed up against that or gone outside of that, it has wreaked disaster every single time. And, he has to grow in his process as a husband and leading and providing, but I also have to grow as a wife and trusting and giving him the grace to do that. So that's my first community. And that includes our babies. Right now, they just take, they don't do much giving. But they are also a part of the community, and they are a priority. Like, these two groups of people are before everything else that I do. And so more than I choosing that, I just have to abide by the rules that come with that community. And then when you reach out and you start having friends, I really strongly believe God created us. And so he didn't create us to be here alone. If he created us with intention, then he has created people, to be around us with intention. I think that as women, you're going to have to let some of that attitude go so that the other women can see that they want to be your friend. Like, you have to be inviting. You have to be inviting. You have to be approachable. And so that your community can find you. A lot of times your community going to miss you because they are looking for the version of you that God has called them to, but you're not being you. But you're not being you. So your community will pass you right by. Because it's like, I'm not trying to go be with that. You showing a certain thing, so they're like, oh, nah. But as soon as you start being yourself, they're like, oh, yeah, I mess with that. And in your community, so you got to be yourself. And then the hard parts of community, which is looking past offenses, loving people past offenses, understanding that relationships have infatuation seasons. Whether it's your homies and y'all get to be together every single day, then somebody do something like, I don't know, go and get married or have kids or have a business baby. And they just can't be in your face like that. But that's not personal. They don't have nothing to do with you. That's them doing what they trying to do. So just really leaning on the biblical definitions of things is where I started this at, but also being yourself so that you can actually meet your community.
Nah, that's dope. Clap it up, clap it up. So building your dreams is like riding waves, right? It's gonna be high points, it's gonna be low points. And we talk about community being a good tool when you're at the low points, but for someone who's still searching for that community or still trying to figure out what that looks like, what would you tell that person that's still like at your lowest point, what would help them?
I believe in serving. So if you're looking for a community to serve your needs for you personally or your business, or you're not looking for a community, you're looking for people to do what you want them to do. And that's not the definition of a community. A community is like a mutualistic environment, not a parasitic environment where they're just leeches. So the first thing is you need to be willing to serve in whatever capacity. You don't have to go outside your way. Man, with my relationship with my homie Chris that does all of my managing, she just has a gift of detail about caring about people. Like, she know the birthdays, man, she paying attention to the small things. And when I be trying to like really hone into that, it's a lot. And I'm like, man, I just don't have the capacity for all of it. Now I can get better, but I don't have the capacity for that. But I got the capacity to sit with you and talk with you till I'm blue in the face. I got the capacity to show up, pull up on you. Like, you just got to operate in your strong suit as it relates to a friend. You don't have to try to do something that you're not. But you most certainly, community should, in your mind, entail you giving something to somebody else as well.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I got up here and said an hour ago, if you want something, reciprocity requires you to give something. Yeah. You know, I think this is, I'm learning so much about you right now, and I see why I like you so much.
Yeah, it's like, it's like one of the people that you see in the industry adjacent. You like, I think I like what they doing. And you keep watching, like, nah, man, she dope. And then you meet them in person. Because nowadays you meet people on the Instagram way before you meet them in person, and you just hoping. You like, Lord, please.
Boy, I be hold my breath.
Listen.
Yes.
Lord, please let them be. Man, I walked up in here yesterday, and Aaron Daddy was up in here setting up. And he said, hey, what time y'all think y'all gonna be in here tomorrow? I said, sir, I'm not running it, but I think we come back at 5 o'clock. He said, good. I can save some money on my air condition. And I said, yes. It made me feel at home because that's exactly something my daddy would say. So you see people on Instagram all of the time and you just like hoping. You're like, Lord, let them be exactly what they showing. And so, man, yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Especially with Christians.
Go on. Hey, man, let's make sure we keep our podcast. Let's make sure we keep our podcast in line. Now, let's go for 2 seconds. Hey, if you say you're a believer, then that means at all times you witnessing to somebody. Oof. Whether you opening your mouth, whether you talking to somebody, whether you just standing, we always witnessing. Now, we be having issues just like everybody else. A lot of the world thinks because we're a Christian, that means that we don't have problems and all that. That means actually we have more problems. But it is our charge to live Christ-like. And so just always know you witnessing at all times. You never know what non-believer can come to Christ through your example.
But I think a lot of times we discount that we're witnessing to other believers. And I think that, like Raymond was talking in the first session, there's a lot of people falling away from the church because y'all fake. You know?
And weird.
Yeah, my bro said weird. And look, again, Brandon and I have said this. We said this at the top. We work on both sides of the industry. We're both believers, so we feel called. This is the most explicitly Christian thing we have ever done. Yeah. I just started a podcast with Wanda and Nage, and it's the first time I was telling y'all earlier that I've been this public about my faith. I'm not scared or nervous about it. Y'all just weird. And I'm saying y'all because we a family. It may not be y'all, but it's y'all. It's us. Christians be weird.
Yeah.
So even naming this a summit for Christian creatives, I wanted to be really explicit because people just pull up to our stuff. But it's like, y'all are witnessing to other believers, and a lot of people are leaving because y'all not doing it well. And I'm saying y'all, it's us. I'm saying it's us. I'm not doing it well. So I'm like, I got to lean into this. One, I have to be what I want to see. And two, I have to encourage those who don't realize that there's an alternative, that the alternative is authenticity, it's freedom. I'm not perfect. I'm never going to claim to be perfect. I haven't cursed this whole time. I've been doing great. You know
Please don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Please.
My team has been like, oh, Eve. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Okay, so if we believers, we got to read our Bible. We got to do that. Because in our word, and I'm paraphrasing, but it tells us there are certain things that come from having the mind of Christ, and the world will not understand it. Paul say, I speak in tongues with the best of them. Like I pray like the best of them. But we have to understand that we witness and we have to know what calls for what. Now, don't get it twisted. If the Spirit gets to moving on me while you in my presence and God is saying, I'm going to give it to you in the most, you know what I'm saying, boxed way that I can. I ain't going to wild out on you. However, I do have to understand that certain things come with the mind of Christ. And if I'm talking to a non-believer or a baby Christian, I can't make them feel no way because they don't have the understanding that I have. What I need to do is edify, teach, encourage, something to keep them drawn in. Because like you say, it's more than enough people falling away. And they falling away because they think people are synonymous with God. And we not. And we not. We falling. We sinful. We are not synonymous with who God is. But we got to do our very, 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 very best to walk like Christ.
That's good. I want to leave room for questions if that's cool with y'all. So I want to ask the last question. E, I feel like you already asked it. Not the last question. I mean, it's gonna be some conversation, but I'm just saying.
I want to talk, man.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying because I know the questions be leading to other stuff,
That's
so
right,
I want
that's
to leave
right.
room for that. But I feel like you already asked it best. I'm gonna let you say it.
I just want to take a moment to, y'all see how eloquent this man is? Y'all are fake. This my dog, my business partner. I ride hard for him because he used to not like to speak. So he said, oh, let's start a podcast. That's not how it went. I was like, Brandon, we should start a podcast. He was like, I'll be your camera person. I was like, Ninja, nah. Because y'all see me, if you know our company, I don't know a lot of y'all. Again, we don't normally function in this space, so it's great to meet a lot of y'all. But a lot of people see me. I'm just the face of the company. I'm like the 20%. Brandon is the brains, the operating power, the muscle. He's the one who makes all this stuff happen. So I'm like, no, you have to be here so that we can encourage people. So one, I'm like glad that you kicking it to me, but Brandon, you the one. Two, I'm going to use this moment to highlight his breakout session that's happening right after this.
Oh, big.
Because
Big.
Chill out, man.
Hey, come on.
Matt, our marketing coordinator. So Brandon is a guru with finances. We made it. We survived. We survived 3 years as a company. And I have to say survived because we started in the pandemic. We had investors. We have gone through hell in the last year and a half. And we still have money and we're still putting on events. Wow. This man is anointed. He wants to teach y'all for 15 minutes how to get your business in order, sustainable, whatever. So I'm just plugging that right now because he's the GOAT. And on the podcast, because you can't make the breakout session, you can hire him for a consultation. All right.
Hey, if your homies won't plug you, then who will?
So here's the question. The question that we've been asking every guest is, what do you feel like currently is the most important tool in your toolkit to building your own dreams? I think my answer evolves, consistently. Right now, I think my answer to that is the ability to forgive and move in that, right? So that's what I'm walking through forgiveness in a way that I've never known, and I didn't realize I needed that for business, but So for you right now, it's like, I think sometimes it's tenacity, sometimes it's flexibility, sometimes it's collaboration. What is it for you right now?
The greatest tool in my toolbox right now. Oh, I got to get my brownie points. The greatest tool in my toolbox right now is my husband, Corey Grant.
That's beautiful. Go ahead, Corey. Wave at them folks.
Tool in my toolbox. I'm trying to butter him up. No, but for real, he is like the chief tool. He's multifaceted. He just, man, he plugs. Nah, let me not say it like that. He fills all the areas. This is the Holy Summit. That's not where I was going with that. My husband does things that he wasn't necessarily called to do. He does things that, he does from captions to making sure that we get to where we need to go. Like, for real, in manifestation, my husband is, like, the greatest tool, like, in my toolbox. You don't get me here. You don't see me without him. And as an extension of that, I will say staying on my feet and on my face in God is the greatest tool. This stuff changes every day. What I'm doing changes every day, whether it's a song or a post or whatever. And when you start building your own rubric and you start grading against yourself, you can create a sliding scale. You can create a sliding scale where you can make it whatever you want it to be. You can create your own narrative about whatever anything is. That Bible don't move. God don't move. And so, like, the greatest tool is always looking at yourself and then placing that back against, like, what God, am I being Christ-like today? Okay, I'm reading the word. Is it digesting in me? Like, what did God say about this? Okay, I have to change in this area. And then to your point, like the next fire set of weapons, forgiveness, repentance, like turning away from things, maturation, not staying in infant state. Like, you can't keep claiming the same thing over and over and over again. Like, you have to, like, grow, searching for more revelation in his word. Like, in a nutshell, like, abiding in Christ is the number one tool for me, because today I'm a rapper. When I go home, my babies don't care nothing about what happened at this summit. Like, I'm their mama. I'm somebody's wife. I'm a friend. I'm a daughter. Like, I have to do all of these different things, but the rubric of God can get me through every single last one of those things. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm excited for the performance, but I feel like we just got a whole lot just now.
Yes.
Thank you now.
No, it's my pleasure.
So I think we can take 2 questions. Today, the focal point was walking in your purpose. We didn't actually hit that right on the head, but I felt like we gave some of those things. So I would really like y'all to kind of ask questions. Denzel, you can come up in line with moving in your purpose, things like that. So we'll do one here. Anybody else? All right. Okay, Mia got it, because if I start choosing folks, I'm going to choose 8 people. The concert going to be late, because I don't like people to feel left out,
Hey, y'all. So I'm Denzel. My question is, the stakes are really high for us. My wife and I, we're both poets, but outside of that, we have big dreams and endeavors. Start an event for young people over the summer that will eventually build into a school, a Christian school. And my wife is a doula, and there are so many, like, endeavors that the both of us have. The stakes are high for us. I'm a teacher right now, and my wife is a stay-at-home mom. So money is scarce. Support is scarce. We don't have a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in our space. So, like, how are you able to chase after those dreams, build those dreams, when the stakes are so high in our life for the things that we really, really need to be there for, like our children?
So I'm gonna give you, like, what I feel like is the abstract, which is, like I said, a lot of times we read and interpret how we want. So you read in the Bible, you read all these people that were called out, or they moved into this, or they did this, and you don't look at the context around what they did and how they prepared before they left. Or, you know what I'm saying, you hear about Abraham being called out, but you don't really understand. Abraham is a man of, like, he's a CEO of a lot. Like, he got cattle, he got, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot of stuff. So he can't just get up and go. They got to make preparations. When God called his people out of Egypt, they literally made preparations. They gathered things. They packed food. They ate. And so before you move, you have to make preparations. Like, it's a practical thing to do. And it's very in line with God. He does miraculous things every day through preparation. And so, like, that's the abstract, of how you move when the stakes are high. You prepare. If the stakes are high, then you cannot afford to not prepare. The second thing, in a very practical way, is to focus your attention on the thing that has the possibility to yield the biggest results, okay? And you said you're a teacher, and this is just my situation. When I was teaching, like I said, I was coaching, I was teaching, and I was in school. I maximized every moment of free time that I had. I was at the desk making beats, right after school making beats, in the morning it just for real was hitting it very, very hard in one place, like trying to maximize my time. And I say this not because at that moment it yielded something great, but when I left, I was slightly confident, not real confident. I was confident that I had maximized all of the time. So not confident in where I was going, but knowing that I had squeezed everything that I could out of this place. And so sometimes we're trying to move prematurely. We haven't maximized that entire space. Like, it is a blessing. Do not let this world lie to you about entrepreneurship and all this stuff out here. This stuff is raggedy.
It's trash.
Yeah.
The ghetto.
Yo, it's raggedy out here. And so, people that have real jobs, regular jobs, that is a gift from God to help sustain your family. So before you leave a thing that God has given you that provides for your family, make sure you know, you're supposed to be leaving it. And so, you can't never give somebody the answer to their life, but I can tell you to prepare and then also to maximize the place that you're at.
Yeah. And I was just going to add, respect the season that you're in. God is definitely showing you something, teaching you something. You may not see it till 5 years down the line, but I'm telling you right now, he's teaching you something, you learning. Lay down the foundation that he's talking about. Prepare yourself for the next season. But right now, respect it. Be patient. Don't rush it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen when it's time. When God tell you it's go time, it's going to be go time. Then it's going to be like, you don't want to be scrambling, trying to figure things out. So respect the season that you're in.
I'm just going to give y'all some context. Brandon is a full-time entrepreneur, has a 2-year-old son, and his wife just quit her job to go full-time. So he's living in this right now. And to just be frank with y'all, again, our company has gone through hell. We're making no money. We're not taking a salary. We haven't been taking a salary for months, and our biggest salary used to be $500 a month. So when I talk about somebody who's living on faith right now, I think y'all should connect. Me and Denzel go to church together, but
and let me add this too. If you don't be scared to hustle. If you feeling like you quit, but don't be act like you too good to go Uber or Instacart, because I did it all. I did it all of them. Okay, bad. But for some of the other people who feel like sometimes they too good, or I need this $5,000 a month for me to quit this job or whatever. Okay, how much can you supplement the income, and then don't be too good to go Uber. Because there's so many ways to make money. It's so many ways.
That's what he's going to teach y'all in the next breakout session.
So many ways.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Okay, Mia.
Appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Jolinda. I'm 17.
Say it one more time.
My name is Jolinda. I'm 17, senior in high school. I'm just...
Yo, you're in high school?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
That's
My
lit.
sister invited me.
Yo, pull up to the merch table. I got something for you.
So I'm starting to walk into my purpose and what God wants me to do. And he's revealing to me the college to go to and the scholarships to apply to, but I'm not sure what major to major in. So how do you keep going or go through with your purpose when God doesn't give you every detail and stuff?
He never gonna give you every detail, ever. If you could just let that nestle in your spirit right now so that you could go on confidently. God don't ever give every detail. If he did, then we wouldn't rely on him. So it's not even out of being a mean God. It's for our benefit. Like at any moment, we are ready to fall away from him. And so one of the reasons why he don't give us all the details is so that we don't have all the answers. And we have to keep reporting back to him. So it's okay that you don't have all of the answers. Everybody that got a college degree, raise your hand. All right, keep those hands up. Everybody that currently works in the college degree that they got, keep your hand up. Okay.
Wow, that's actually
pretty good.
I'm like, I know maybe 2 people working in the degree field. That's crazy. Y'all are excelling. Wow.
Congratulations.
Y'all focused. Did you just graduate? That's crazy.
No, for real. Y'all must have just graduated. Did y'all just graduate?
Wow. Congrats to y'all.
Hey, shout out to Picking Well. Good job. That's great.
I have never seen that. Y'all homegirls are winning right now.
I have never, ever seen that in life. The story was supposed to be that.
Y'all done ruined the point. Dang.
That a lot of people go on to not work in the major that they picked. Or raise your hand if you switch your major. Y'all have the same major? Okay, there we go. We serve a good God. All right. You're not the final version of yourself. You're going to change many, many times, but we serve a God that will cover you. It's just like you listening to him now for whatever he decides, whatever he tell you to pick, you just keep listening to him as he tell you to turn and pivot. Like, you'll be fine. Don't put so much weight like right now, because that's good. By the fact that you are here at 17 years old, I can already see the makeup. The makeup is you put a lot of pressure on yourself about the decisions that you're making. So I want to go ahead and release you that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You are moving in the way that you're supposed to be moving. Don't let that. That's the enemy trying to paralyze you with the decision. Like, don't move in no fear. You good. Like, God got you. He's covering you. Go forth and make the decisions. And if he tell you to change, change. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And now, that's good. And I'll just say I went through a similar thing because I was a creative. I didn't know what to major in. My sister was like, "Hey, look into marketing." Because you use a lot of creativity in marketing. So I would suggest to you, not saying pick it, but like just look into marketing, business degree in marketing. Because me as a creative, I was doing music and all that when I was in high school. I didn't know how to hone that lane of creativity. I was like, I don't want to major in nothing medical, no finance, none of that stuff. And marketing really was excited. I didn't know what marketing was at the time, but when I started looking into it, marketing, it was like, okay, I really enjoy this.
The older you get, the more pressure there is. Be free.
Facts.
Like, there's no such thing as a mistake. Like, there's mistakes, but everything is redeemable while we're still alive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying be unwise, but when I feel like I didn't really grow up until like 2 years ago. like when I started like lawsuits and like stuff like that start happening, you're like, oh. Like, ew.
No, for real.
Like, ew, I have multiple lawyers now. Like, I just grew up, but like, be free. When I was, especially like in my 20s, people were like, oh, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. There's nothing wrong. Nobody knows what's going on. I'll tell you. No. Right now, I'm at my own event, like, Tia, like, nobody knows what's going on. Like, free yourself from having to have that, but also know that the freedom to like jump around, the older you get, the less freedom you have to move like that. Like, I just up and told everybody I was moving like a week before I moved because I'm single and childless and I'll never be this free again. I know I'm getting married soon. Amen.
Hey, we praise God. Hey, we praise God. We praise God.
Touch and agree.
Raise your hand if you're single.
Touch and agree. Okay. Y'all all praying for me. Amen. So I'm just like, there's only so much time where I have this type of freedom. When I was younger, I mean, I took every job. I would go out of the country. When my friend would be like, you want to go overseas? I found this ticket for $600. I'm like, I have $620. Let's go.
Yep, live.
I went to Germany with $35 in my bank account.
You're wilding.
Facts.
I bought the ticket. I had a place to stay. I had $35, and my mom was like, Aaron. She was like, I'm not into bailing you out, but here's $100. So I had $135.
That's good.
I'm just saying, like, it don't matter. Like, if you're here, it's because you have a mom or a daddy or somebody who can support you and cares
Yes.
about you. Even with my rough relationship that I talked about with my parents, they're not gonna let me starve. They're not gonna give me much. But if you fail all the way down to zero, all the experiences that you had in that fall is the way that you get built back up. So just live. That's for everybody. Just live. You trying to toe the line of, I got to do this because I want to be rich. Listen, I'm rich in experiences. I done lived some life. I ain't got a lot of money, but y'all, I done lived.
Yeah.
Just live.
Yeah, that's good.
I want to do we'll do one more question. We can do it quick. One more question if you're just like, I just really got to get this off. Because Nell's going into sound check right after this. She not going to come mingle with y'all. And then y'all got to come to the concert. Also, I want to say this. If you're not planning on coming to the concert, come to the concert. If you are planning on coming, I'll give you a free ticket if you text a friend to pull up. Okay? Who's going to do that?
Come on.
All right, y'all fake. I knew it. All right.
She said, I knew it.
Okay,
I
last
knew it.
question over here. You raised your hand. Wait. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Donovan, right?
Diamond.
Dominic.
Diamond.
Diamond. Oh, I've been calling you
Hi.
Diamond. My bad.
First, I want to say thank you for, creating this whole thing. This has been definitely helpful. I have a question. So I'm in the beginning stages of my music and rebranding myself. I don't want to do like what most of the cellular artists do. Like, I want to do something different. What would your advice be for someone that came from Colorado to Atlanta on 4 different buses, traveling 1,000 miles, living in a shelter right now, trying to get their life together? Like, what would your advice be for someone like me? Because I'm just being here really opened my eyes. And like when I leave here, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna talk to God, and ask Him about that, of course. But I really want to know, what advice would you give me? And what would you say?
Hey, one of the wildest things, and I haven't completely figured out if it's okay or not, but I don't listen to a whole lot of music. I don't listen to a whole lot of music. And I thought I was tripping for a long time. And then Timberland and Missy, they was doing the interview, and they said whenever they went into making their albums and stuff, they didn't listen to nothing. And I made the whole last album that I made without listening to any music. And so the point is, don't put so much weight on having to see what needs to come out of you from the outside. Like if you went through the extent that you went through to get here and to do what you're doing, then you have the motivation and you probably have something to say about that. And just ride with that. And I guess what I'm saying is, if I can say it neatly, is, I don't even want to sound cliche, but you have a song on your heart. And you have music on your heart. And make that and then go from there. But I would be very leery about looking at something else to give you the answer about what you should be producing. I would start with what's already on your heart. Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. This has been another episode of the How to Build Your Own Dreams podcast.
Here.
Our first ever live episode at the first ever HLY Summit.
Yeah.
With my new homegirl, Nell.
Yeah,
All right,
come
now
on.
I'm
Come
flying
on.
to Houston to sit on your front porch and talk since I know. Like, that's my favorite thing, is to sit on the front porch and talk.
Hey,
for
come on.
hours.
Hey, come on. And I will definitely talk with you to a long extent. So come on. Y'all
Great.
definitely welcome. Come on down.
Y'all, thank y'all so much for this. Again, y'all are in an iteration of Brandon and I's dream. We're super grateful. So I want to encourage you. There's food trucks. The vendor market is about to start. Go patronize the homie. Shop black. I don't know all the homies who are out there, but shop. I don't know if everybody black, but
Shop local.
Shop with the
Support small businesses.
No, it's cool. Shop with the homies. The food trucks are over to the right. My request is, if you leave, come back. Y'all gotta come see Nell turn up with the band. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you want a friend to come back, just tap in with Tia or Janessa at the door. I'll let them